The prequel trilogy, episodes 1 through 3. Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace was the first episode in the Star Wars saga and also was the first of the prequels. The movie follows two main Jedi named Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. They crash on a planet called Tatooine and meet a boy slave named Anakin Skywalker and his mother Shmi Skywalker. Anakin, who is only 9 years old, leaves Tatooine, and Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan go to the Jedi Council and see if he was old enough to be trained. However, he was too old, but then he did become a Padawan. But Qui-Gon still had faith in Anakin and senses that he would be the new chosen one for the Jedi. Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan face a Sith apprentice named Darth Maul, and Qui-Gon Jinn dies in battle, and so does Darth Maul. Anakin becomes Obi-Wan Kenobi's apprentice and learns the ways of the Jedi. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones is the second Star Wars movie in the original trilogy, and people say it is the worst movie of the whole series. But I disagree because it does have some boring parts, but also has some great parts of the movie. In Attack of the Clones, there are two main Jedi, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. Anakin is now a fully trained Padawan who is the age of 19 and hasn't seen Senator Padme Amidala for 10 years, and he has learned the ways of the Jedi. And he started his journey to become a Jedi Master. Anakin and Padme started to make a relationship on the planet of Naboo. Meanwhile, Obi-Wan Kenobi finds out an assassin who's trying to kill the Senator. He kills the bounty hunter who is trying to kill Padme. Anakin and Obi-Wan fight Dooku, an old apprentice of Yoda, but Anakin's arm gets chopped off, and Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme retreat from the fight with Dooku. After the fight with Dooku, which begins a war now called the Clone Wars, which lasted for 3 years. Anakin and Padme get married secretly with only C-3PO and R2-D2 attending their wedding. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is the third movie and the last of the prequel trilogy. People say this is one of the best movies of the Star Wars saga. The movie centers off Anakin Skywalker's journey to becoming a Sith Lord. Before this, he became a Jedi Master during the Clone Wars. He ended his training with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and his wife, Padme Amidala, grew pregnant with twins. Chancellor Palpatine gets captured by Dooku, and Anakin and Obi-Wan have to save him. They fight Dooku's army, and Anakin kills Dooku and saves the Chancellor before he died. In order to save his wife, the Chancellor tells Anakin that he can save Padme if you turn to the dark side, so Anakin accepts the offer and becomes a Sith apprentice to Emperor Palpatine. This shocks Padme, and Obi-Wan cannot believe Anakin turned to the dark side. Anakin thinks if he can get his power, he will save people from dying, and he will save his wife and his children from dying. He has nightmares that showing Padme dying in childbirth. Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme go to Mustafar, a lava planet, and Obi-Wan and Anakin battle out, but Anakin loses and gets chopped into pieces and almost died. But the Emperor saves him and brings him back onto a ship they call the Death Star. Anakin becomes Darth Vader, and Padme dies, giving birth to twins, Luke and Leia Skywalker. Episodes 4 through 6, the original trilogy. Episode 4, A New Hope. A New Hope is the first Star Wars movie that came out in 1977, and originally it was just called Star Wars. But the name A New Hope came in the 1990s, when the new prequel trilogies were about to come out. A New Hope is the beginning of the original trilogy in episodes 4 through 6. The adventures followed the protagonist of Luke Skywalker, the son of Anakin Skywalker, who was supposed to have died on Mustafar 20 years earlier. Luke means Ben Kenobi / Obi-Wan Kenobi, who is a mentor of Anakin, but unfortunately he died on the fiery planet by Darth Vader. Luke starts his training by Obi-Wan, but however he dies when Darth Vader killed him. Luke meets Han Solo and Leia Organa, who are part of the rebel cause. They did not like the Empire, which supported the Emperor. The Death Star was built, which could destroy a single planet with a shot of a laser. The rebels figured out how to destroy it, and Luke destroyed the first Death Star. However, the Empire was trying to stop the rebels from succeeding again. Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. The Empire Strikes Back is the second movie of the Star Wars saga, and people say it's the best of the whole series. This movie had a lot of battles and the big secret about Luke's father. Luke Skywalker continues his training to become a Jedi Master when he met Yoda, an older, wiser Jedi who trained Count Dooku before he turned into a Sith Lord. Yoda gave Luke wisdom and knowledge and started to train him to become a Jedi Master. The Empire wanted to get back from the rebels destroying the first Death Star, so they decided to attack more rebel ships. Darth Vader and Luke battle out with a lightsaber duel. However, Darth Vader chops off Luke's hand and reveals a huge secret that Anakin Skywalker didn't die in Mustafar, but he became Darth Vader, and he was Luke's father. Luke was shocked and jumped out of the Death Star into another ship. Darth Vader crew freezes Han Solo into stone, and Luke and Leia had tried to unfreeze him, but it took a couple of years to do it. Luke tells Leia his secret and shocks everyone that Anakin Skywalker was Darth Vader. Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi is the last of the original trilogy and the movie where Anakin Skywalker returns. Luke completes his training with Yoda and becomes a Jedi Master. He makes a green lightsaber to use as a Jedi. Luke and Leia unfreeze Han from his stone prison, but he was only there for a couple of months. The rebels are ready to fight the new escape from the new Death Star by Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader. Luke, Leia, and Han escape from Boba Fett and his troops that serve the Emperor, and they fight the Empire. Luke discovers that he had a twin sister who was actually Leia, but they became separated at birth because their mother died in childbirth and their father became a Sith Lord, Darth Vader. Luke was persuaded to bring back Anakin Skywalker. He tries to talk to his father, but he refuses to change back, by explaining that Anakin died a long time ago. Then Darth Vader and Luke have another battle. However, the Emperor intervenes and tries to persuade Luke to join the dark side and kill his father. However, Luke refuses and gets electrocuted by Palpatine. Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker throws Palpatine down and supposedly dies, but he doesn't. And the Empire is finally defeated. Darth Vader dies as Anakin Skywalker. The Empire is overthrown, bringing peace to the galaxy. For now. The sequel trilogy, episodes 7 through 9. Episode 7, The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens is the first Star Wars movie of the sequel trilogy, which focuses on a girl named Rey. It takes place 30 years after Return of the Jedi. A drone named BB-8 has mapped to Luke Skywalker, who went missing for the Resistance, and a flyer named Poe tells Leia Organa and the Resistance. Poe meets a stormtrooper named F-12N, and he helps him escape from the First Order. Poe names him Finn, and they crash on the planet of Jakku. The plane blows up, and Poe supposedly dies. Finn goes up to the ship called the Millennium Falcon and meets Rey. Rey and Finn meet Han Solo and Chewbacca, and they travel to the ship called Starkiller Base. Rey gets captured by the Sith apprentice named Kylo Ren, who is the son of Han Solo and Leia Organa. Rey plans a Jedi mind trick on a stormtrooper and escapes back to Finn, Han, and Chewie. Unfortunately, Han gets killed by Kylo Ren and falls to his death. Then Rey, Finn, and Kylo battle out on an icy planet. Finn passes out and almost dies, but he gets saved and brought back to the rebel base. Kylo is struck by Rey and has a scar on his face. Episode 8, The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi is the second movie of the sequel trilogy and one of the best Star Wars movie, people say. Rey meets Luke Skywalker on the island planet of Crate. Luke is hesitant to teach Rey in the ways of the Force. He feels that she doesn't have the skills necessary to become a Jedi, and he tells Rey that the Jedi are extinct. Eventually, Rey leaves Luke on Crate, the rebel base, with Chewie. They travel in the Millennium Falcon to reach the rebel base. Meanwhile, Finn recovers from his wounds with Kylo Ren, and then goes on a ship with a girl fighting with her resistant girl. Her name is Rose. Finn and Rose travel to another planet to gain information to try to defeat the First Order. Poe destroys ships that are fighting for the First Order. Kylo Ren and Rey are brought to the Supreme Leader Snoke. Rey and Kylo battle together to kill Snoke and the First Order officers. Finn, Poe, and Rose arrive at Starkiller Base. Finn and General Phasma kills General Phasma and escapes with Rose. Luke battles the First Order walkers, and Luke and Rey survive and escape to the rebel ships. Finn and Rose crash their ship right in the battle in the First Order. Luke dies, and Rey, Poe, Finn, Chewie, and Rose escape back to the rebel ship. Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. The Rise of Skywalker is the last movie of the sequel trilogy and the last movie of the Star Wars saga. Rey finishes her Jedi training with General Leia Organa, but Finn, Chewie, and Poe have to take Rey to find Emperor Palpatine. The gang and Chewie go to a desert planet and battle out with Kylo Ren, and Chewie is captured by Sith forces. Rey figures out a terrible truth that Emperor Palpatine is her grandfather and she is a descendant of the Sith. C-3PO has to get rebooted to find a map to Emperor Palpatine, but he has to get rebooted to reveal the Sith map. Kylo Ren and Rey meet up on the planet that Palpatine is on and battle out, but Kylo decides to help her and try to stop Palpatine. Rey and Palpatine battle out, but Rey is almost defeated, but Ben Solo helps her and becomes a Jedi in training. Rey defeats Palpatine, and the spirit of the Jedi comes her, and she becomes a Master Jedi. After Palpatine's defeat, the Resistance becomes the main power and become a new republic. Rey returns to Tatooine and becomes Rey Skywalker.